In 2004, Yale students executed a clever prank by disguising themselves as a Harvard pep squad and tricking Harvard fans into unwittingly holding up placards that spelled "We suck" at their own game.
That's so fantastic.
So, according to a barely restrained write-up in the Yale Daily News, representatives of the fictitious Harvard Pep Squad, because that's the thing, there is not a Harvard Pep Squad. They made up this idea of a Harvard Pep Squad. They distributed red and white construction paper pieces in a specific order to Harvard Stadium's home team side. They explained to curious sign holders that if everyone raised them simultaneously, the message "Go Harvard" would be visible from the Yale side of the stands. Unbeknownst to the crowd, these students were not part of any Harvard pep squad. As it turns out, they were Yale students. And when the signs went up, the Yale crowd responded with cheers and chants of "You suck," as an entire half a stadium of Harvard fans held up paper that spelled out "We suck." The Harvard crowd, unaware of the prank, even repeated the sign several times, with some Harvard students remaining oblivious to what had transpired for days. So again, just so happens, if you're watching the video of this, I can give you a visual here. This photo was taken at one point during the game, so it's pretty significant. It's not like it's just like 8 people holding something up. I mean, this is hundreds of people that are holding this up, and it's not just red letters, but they're all outlined in white as well and everything. Whole half of the stadium.
Oh, could there be?
And here's the kids dressed up as the Harvard Pep Squad.
Oh, that is so
it is from
funny. Is there a nerdier thing that Yale could possibly have done than this? It's just so fantastic. I mean, it is just so great. I mean, you just have these nerdy schools and you know, and this is what they come up with. And the lot, like, this is something I couldn't pull off. Like, I couldn't I couldn't even get them to spell one letter, and they figured out how to each person who has to hold what. The thought process that goes into this has to be immense. It's insane to that they knew, you know, because there's white letterings and there's red letters. And
it's like they're checking tickets to say, what seat number are you? Oh, you need to be a red card. You need to be a white card. You need
mapped it all out and then got them all. I mean, it's great. It's so underrated as a prank. It is fantastic. Like, I just can't imagine how much work went into that to get that to work.
Yeah. So good. So good.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And so they were 2 Yale students from the class of 2005. They executed the prank with the help of 20 classmates. And I mean, they went out there, they made up their fake shirts that said Harvard Pep Squad. Went out and then mostly with Harvard alumni, a few faculty, students, and others, and everyone just kind of went along with it, right? And it's like any of these things. You see these at different games and stuff, and you know, everyone holds up their little piece, and then it spells out something, you know. But it's like from underneath, you don't know what it looks like or anything. You're probably looking later, thinking it's going to look really cool. You're like, oh, did ESPN cover that? Is that going to show up anywhere? That sure did. And you know, the thing that's funny too is this is not just as simple as what happened just that day. Yale students also registered the domain name harvardsucks.org and posted a video behind the scenes detailing their efforts so that people could go on and watch the work that went into being able to do this. And then this great little bit of, psychiatric torture maybe that goes into it. The prank's organizers claimed that members of the Harvard band helped them make this happen. That was not true. They said it just to put salt in the wound to Harvard that their own people had betrayed them and helped make this happen.
Oh, that is so great.
Yeah, so they spread that news like, oh no, Harvard helped us. The Harvard band helped us. So there's probably a huge investigation into the band and everything else. Like who did this? Who helped? Who betrayed us to Yale?
I want names.
We demand justice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thought that story was worth repeating because even though it was a while back, it's the kind of thing that will live on in infamy. And honestly, so they kept the website for quite a while. Sometime in 2021, the domain name harvardsucks.org expired and was not renewed. But that means that this happened in 2004. So they kept the website from 2004 to 2021.
Someone was paying their $9.99 a year GoDaddy domain name fees, weren't they?
And sometime in 2021, it expired and was not renewed. And as of 2023, harvardsucks.org both it directs to a domain not claimed screen. So, unfortunately, if anyone wanted to relive the glory days and look up harvardsucks.org, it's no longer an active website. But I mean, you did have over 15 years to be able to check it out.
Yeah.
So if you didn't keep up with it by then, that's really on you. You just didn't care enough.